In this smartphone show, a look at navigation solutions for your smartphone for free, plus a hands-on review of the Nokia 6110 Navigator as used by Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman on their trip to South Africa on motorcycles. Is it up to scratch? Plus a confession and a plea for help. Nokia N95 fans have been reeling from rumoured launches of a USA spec N95 with heavier duty battery and more RAM, plus a world version that also has a full 8GB of flash storage. I'll have hands-on coverage of these devices in Show 42, so watch this space. The Sony Ericsson P990 just got another firmware update to R6E28, but this one seems an out-and-out winner with RAM use much improved, the bugs fixed and the camera better. Can we finally draw a line under the troubled P990 saga? Pocket CM Keyboard brings a clone of the iPhone's virtual keyboard to Windows Mobile, letting you drag your finger over the letters until the correct one pops up. Unlike the iPhone original, this one brings built-in copy-cut-paste by holding down the Enter key. Talking of the Apple iPhone, it seems that 3 networks will be selling it here in Europe. O2 in the UK, in Germany it'll be T-Mobile, and in France it'll be Orange. Prices and contracts are likely to be on the expensive side, but then you wouldn't want any Tom, Dick or Harry neighbour to own one as well, would you? Mosh, Nokia's own S60, a mobile-centric social network, is now fully into an open beta, and anyone can sign up. The URL is mosh.nokia.com, and it looks very promising. There are the usual sharing options for photos, videos, and general chit-chat, but all accessible via smartphone. PDF viewing on S60 just got a whole lot slicker. Adobe Reader 2.5, using some of the very latest core Adobe Reader code, has been ported and released through QuickOffice's on-device Quick Manager module. Although the viewer is not now free, this collaboration does make a lot of sense with the best of Adobe's latest code and QuickOffice's proven Symbian coding skills. Once upon a time, if you wanted navigation software, you had to pay for it through the nose. Rightly so, as the raw map data was so expensive. But times have changed, and with Microsoft, Google and Yahoo all pushing out street data and aerial photography for free like there's no tomorrow, you won't be surprised to note that there's now an awful lot you can do for free. Here's a roundup of the smartphone-related solutions that are currently free, apart from data charges, of course, but I'm assuming that you've got flat-rate data, or at least a sensible tariff from your provider. To test each, I tried them out over 3 routes that I know well, each in the 20 to 30 mile range. Amaze 4.0 is Java-based and so works on all top-end phones and most smartphones. It supports both Bluetooth and built-in GPS, and it worked first time on my test Nokia N95. It even has voice prompts for upcoming turnings and optional extras, such as a weather summary and a Yellow Pages search. It looks modern too, but its routing was flawed, making a horrible mess of one of my test routes, doubling the time the journey should have taken by taking me through 2 town centres when there was absolutely no need. Nav4All is also Java-based, and I quote, free until 2008. By far the ugliest of the navigation solutions here, it also supports built-in GPS, has turn-by-turn voice instructions, and produces sensible calculations for each of my test routes. There's plenty of genuinely useful functionality locked away here, including tracing other contacts running the software and uploading your own points of interest, but only if you can bear to work with its slow and clunky interface and its rudimentary maps. Yahoo Go 2.0 yet again is Java-based and yet again supports both Bluetooth and built-in GPS receivers. The interface is very slick, with the mapping and navigation being just one aspect of an overall Yahoo companion. Its route calculations were just about perfect, and the only real downside is that it's a manually driven product with no automatic voice guidance. Still, as long as you have a passenger capable of stepping through the route with you. Google Maps for mobile is the best known of the Java-based solutions, of course, with terrific map and satellite image coverage. Plus, it produced sensible, if not entirely optimal, instructions for my test routes. Unlike the 3 previous applications, though, Google's offering has still not been upgraded to talk to either a Bluetooth or a built-in GPS. So, in addition to having to step through routes manually, you've also got no idea at all of your actual position. Definitely one to watch should GPS functions be added in, though. Nokia Maps, also known as Smart to Go, is also undergoing change at the moment and has been for over 4 months. Oh well, it's available as a native third-party application for most S60 and many Windows Mobile smartphones, and is basically a GPS-enabled mapping and routing system that can be upgraded to automatic turn instructions and voice guidance by paying a small fee for a period of time. It's quite usable for free as long as you've got someone beside you to help work the application in the same way as for Yahoo Go 2.0. Nokia Maps routes were pretty good overall, but occasionally, and I speak from bitter experience, it can suggest something which is totally inappropriate, such as suggesting a 29-mile tortuous B-road journey when a 30-mile high-speed motorway route is also available. So, plenty of options and an awful lot you can do for free, and once Nokia Maps stabilises and Google Maps for mobile acquires GPS functions, the situation will only get even better. Don't throw out the old paper map book or your own common sense, though. If I've learned one thing from playing with navigation software over the last few years, it's that you should never place total reliance on it. 95% of the time it'll do a perfect job, but that last 1 time in 20 will see you wasting time and getting utterly frustrated if you don't keep your wits about you. There's something inherently pleasing about the Nokia 6110 Navigator, but it's difficult to pin down. Maybe it's the way there's a dedicated GPS and navigation button, so its core speciality is never more than 1 key press away. Maybe it's the way the battery seems to go on forever. Maybe it's the super build quality with a spring-loaded slide that feels rock solid and all ports flush covered and secure. Maybe it's the way every corner in the device is beautifully rounded and pleasing to the hand. Maybe it's simply that the GPS receiver is clearly positioned in a panel on the reverse of the slide at the top. A pleasant change from having to guess where the antenna is in other GPS-featured smartphones. At heart, the 6110 is a pretty unremarkable but reasonably speedy S60 3rd edition Feature Pack 1 smartphone with an average 2 megapixel camera, though with flash and with a lens protecting slider on the back. It's got a YouTube-friendly 320 by 240 pixel video recording feature and a 2.5mm stereo headset for music and hands-free. Expansion is via micro SD. The 6110 comes with maps for the region you bought it in, but you can use extra micro SD space to buy and install extra countries or regions. They're fairly inexpensive and aren't time-limited installs. Now, Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman allegedly used the 6110 Navigator to get them from Scotland to the bottom of South Africa, but I suspect this may have been a bit of PR from Nokia. Maybe they used the handy pedestrian mode in which you're not constrained to established roads or routes. Anyway, I've been testing Nokia Navigator, aka Route 66, intensively over the last week while on holiday, and I've been pretty impressed. It's fair to say that most handheld navigation software is now converging to a single standard interface. Once you've used one, others are easy to pick up, and all the core features, postcode searching, map browsing, points of interest, planning itineraries, and so on, are nigh on identical. Nokia Navigator made very few mistakes, and the only real disappointment was the choice of fonts for the information panel while driving. These are so small that I had to keep asking my wife to read the numbers out to me. Having a translucent background didn't help either. A solid panel would have worked better. And whoever came up with the Route 66 icon depicting a roundabout should be shot. I did like the way speed cameras were reported automatically. There's a traffic option as well, but it has to be bought over the air. The use of S60 in the 6110 brings the usual applications from PIM to Office document viewers to full web browsing to MP4 video playback, but there's one novel extra in the great game Marble Cannon seen here. The 6110 Navigator may be almost entirely plastic, but it feels like a quality product that will survive life on the road. The main buttons and D-pad give good feedback, and predictive text entry on the delightfully clicky keypad was surprisingly good. At £300 SIM-free, the Nokia 6110 isn't exactly cheap, but it's a lot less than the likes of the N95, and with this you don't have to keep paying again and again for ad hoc voice guidance, which makes it a good buy in my book. Hi, my name's Steve and I'm a smartphone addict. You may recognise the symptoms. Some new, elegant, sleek and efficient smartphone comes out, I think that's the one for me. It will make my life complete, and it arrives and I get my data on it, and for a few weeks I'm happy, and then it all starts again. I see another smartphone, similar features but with a full keyboard. I just know it's better, and this will make my life complete. So I wait and I get it, I put my data on it and I'm happy, and then along comes a smartphone with built-in GPS and I'm all mixed up. I know these feelings just won't stop until I own it. So I give in again. And all the time, deep down, there's this knowledge and awareness the iPhone is going to be available over here soon, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to control